Hey Buzz Buddies, I hope you're all doing really well. Now, a list that I wanted to put together for a little while now, from one of my favourite houses, Amouage. I wanted to put together my my favourite four from the house of Amouage. I don't really have a favourite five, so the top four was pretty much what I wanted to do. So I'm going to be at my top four Amouage fragrances in just a second. So welcome back, and I hope you're ready to go through my favourite four from the house of Amouage. Amouage is a house that I'm very, very fond of. I first discovered Interlude, my introduction into Amouage wasn't a very clean one really. The company that I actually worked for, they brought them in. We'd already had Creed, so I was very used to sort of the Creed smells. And when they brought in Amouage, it was something very, very different. I didn't sort of like them straight away. The first one that I did go for is actually in this list though, which is it was a little bit more of a not a safer fragrance, but a little bit more sort of a westernized sort of smell, something that I really went for straight away. But I wasn't a big fan of a lot of their fragrances. Now, when I came back to them about a year later, after my nose had developed a little bit, and I'd sort of decided to give them another go after reading a little bit about them as well. And that's when I absolutely fell in love with a few of them. So first of all, I'm going to go with my number four, as you would expect. My number four is actually Opus. This one's from the Library collection. It's Opus number 3. What I love about this one is it's just beautiful, soft fragrance. Funny enough, this is one of the ones we didn't have. We had a few of the Opuses, but we didn't have the Opus 3. But after reading about it, I ordered the tester of it, and it came in. I had to order the tester from Lucky Scent. For some reason, this one's not available in the Caribbean. We've got like Opus 1 and 5. I remember those ones, and there's a couple of other ones, but for some reason, this one wasn't available in the Caribbean region. So I ordered a sample from Lucky Scent, and I can really see why people do love this one. I mean, I read about it, and a lot of people recommended this one as the sort of favourite out of the Opuses. I love this one because it's such a sort of musky, soft scent. Now, I mean, some of the notes in here. In the top notes, you've got Mimosa, Broom, Carnation, Nutmeg, and Thyme. In the heart, you've got Violet, Jasmine, Ylang, Orange Blossom. In the base, you've got Ambrette, Musk, Papyrus, Cedarwood, Sandalwood, Guaiacwood, Benzoin, Vanilla, and Frankincense. So there's a lot of notes in there, but they make a beautiful blended sort of. It's a very sort of musky, woody, I'd say very manly smelling fragrance. I mean, the Library collection is all sort of different. I think there's 8 or 9 of them in total, and they're all sort of vary a little bit in the notes. But they're supposed to be like a timeless collection that are good for sort of any age or any occasion. And that's definitely the vibe that I get with the Opus 3. I know a lot of people got their favourites when it comes to the Opuses, but I mean, a lot of people aren't aware of the Library collection, but this is definitely my favourite. So my number 4 from Amouage is Opus 3. If you're looking for something sort of a little bit softer, musky, but woody and sort of very, very manly at the same time, definitely check out Opus 3. So that's my number 4. Now moving on to my number 3. This is the first one that I kind of liked from Amouage. This is the one that I saw as being a little bit more westernized, and that's Journeyman. I'm just going to bring up the notes for that one quickly. What I liked about this one is when I first smelt this one, because I mean a lot of these change on the skin, but when I first smelt this one, it really reminded me of a fragrance that I used to wear, which was the original Carolina Herrera, the one that came in the red polka dot bottle. The red polka dot box with the gold dots on it. That one was always a favourite of mine. I don't know whether that's got anything to do with the colours of this one here. The fact that they do smell a little bit alike when you smell it out the bottle. This one really does change on the skin though, and it becomes a very, very beautiful scent on the skin. Unfortunately, I don't own this one because my wife doesn't like it. There's a note in here that she doesn't like. Personally, I love this fragrance, so if I wasn't married to my wife, then I would go definitely buy this one. But I am, and I love my wife much more than I'm willing to spend on a fragrance that I'll never get to wear. So, I mean, Amouage Journeyman, if you're first getting into the Amouage fragrances, I'd say this is probably one of the more safer ones that you can definitely try out. Like I say, this one is a little bit more westernized than say other ones that are in there, because they tend to be sort of very eastern smelling. They're quite heavy fragrances, but this one appeals, I'd say, to a wider audience. Now, the notes that you're going to find in this one, all of the Amouage fragrances do have a lot of notes in, but they are incredibly well blended. This one here, in the top notes, you've got Sichuan pepper, which I absolutely love. It just gives that sort of that. I mean, the peppery notes that you get straight away, you can sort of really pick them out with the Amouage fragrances, and this is one of those where it does sort of really sit on the top. You've also got Bergamot, Cardomom, Neroli, Bigarade. In the heart, you've got Juniper berry, which stands out. You've got the incense, which you definitely notice in there as well. You've got pure geraniol, tobacco leaf, which again stands out. In the base notes, you've got tonka beans, cypriol, leather, and ambrox. Again, you get that leather notes in there as well. But I mean, just such a beautiful fragrance. But yeah, if you're a fan of Carolina Herrera, I'd say definitely check this one out. This one is like it's just a little bit more peppery than that Carolina Herrera. It's much longer lasting as well. You get amazing projection and amazing longevity with all of the Amouages. That's one thing I do absolutely love about this house, the fact that they just go on and on. So I mean, like I say, if you're new to Amouage, this is definitely one to check out, as well as I'd say the library collection as well, and maybe also Dia. Dia's sort of, I'd say, probably the safest fragrance that they make. It's much more of a people pleaser. So moving into my top two from this wonderful house, my number two that I've gone for is it's Jubilation 25. Now this one here is a very classy smelling fragrance, definitely perfect for the office, definitely great for board meetings and things like that. It just smells of class and it smells of wealth. It's something about this fragrance. You've got some sort of nice fruity sort of berry notes that sit on the top, but then it goes down to sort of a woody, sort of very rich smelling fragrance. It's definitely different and it definitely stands out. I mean, with all the Amouage line, you do get amazing longevity and also you get a lot of projection. They do put a lot of power and potency into their fragrances. But the Jubilation 25, I mean, for me, this is a standout fragrance as far as when it comes to sort of everyday wear. It's great for summer, it's great for fall. Like I say, it's great for most occasions, especially if you're going to somewhere classy. Like I say, those berry notes definitely stick out on the top, which is a blackberry. The other top notes, you've got a Labdanum Ciste, you've got Coriander, Orange, Davana, and Frankincense, as well as the blackberry, of course. Then the heart notes, you've got honey, bay, cinnamon, orchid, rose, clove, celery seeds, and Guaiacwood. The celery definitely gives it, though, that sort of little freshness about it, as well as the honey and things like that. I mean, it's such a beautiful blended fragrance. It's smooth and it's soft. But yeah, like I say, it's just purely a classy fragrance. Now in the base notes, you've got patchouli, apopanax, myrrh, atlas cedarwood, musk, moss, ambergris, oudwood, and immortelle. And these just make an incredible fragrance. If you're looking for something unique and you're looking for something really, really classy, I definitely recommend checking out Jubilation 25. I'd say this is probably more on one of the safer side of the Amouage fragrances as well. I mean, similar to sort of Journey really, and the library collection, as well as Dia. But yeah, I mean, my number one though is something that is very, very out there. It's a very love or hate fragrance. A lot of you will know, if you watch my channel consistently, you will know that this is one of my favorite fragrances of all time. And my number one is Interlude Man. Now, if you're looking for something that definitely stands out, this is the one to go for. It has incredible beast mode performance. This is probably the strongest one that I actually own. I mean, whenever I wear this, people are always stopping to ask me what I'm wearing, because it definitely stands out so much. It is a love or hate it fragrance. So what I mean by that is it's a very smoky, very powerful, very incensey smelling fragrance. It smells very much like a sexy grill, or a sexy barbecue, or a fire, if that's anything that sort of comes close to describing this one. But yeah, with those incense and that smoky notes in it, it's just an incredible fragrance. This is actually the one that I wore for my wedding back on New Year's Day. This is the one that my wife insisted that I wear for my wedding. I wanted to wear Taste of Heaven by Kilian because I just got that one and I loved it. But she wanted me to wear this one, which I was more than happy to do because I absolutely love this fragrance. You will see out of, I don't know if you can see out of all of them, but out of all of these, well, the two that I actually own, that you'll see that I wear Interlude more. Bearing in mind, I live in a very, very hot temperature. This is much more suited as a fall fragrance or like a wintry fragrance. But I love this one so much. I will wear all my fragrances at any time of year, and it's always hot here. So I mean, I don't really sort of account too much on the temperature to wear my fragrances. For me, I wear this more of an evening fragrance now. Now I've got a wider collection. But back when I had sort of a smaller collection, I used to wear this during the day a lot. But it's definitely more of an evening fragrance for me here in the Caribbean. But I mean, that's my top 4 as far as the Amouage house goes. I mean, these are 4 phenomenal fragrances. I do like some of their other fragrances, but none of them sort of really stand out to me as much as these 4 do. So it's Opus 3 from the Library Collection. You've got Journeyman, also Jubilation 25 and Interlude Man. So I mean, definitely these are all worth checking out. If you want to play on the safer side, obviously discount this one here. If you want something that's definitely very, very unique and different, definitely try this one. It's definitely worth trying out because, like I say, it is a love it or hate it fragrance. But it's one that you won't know if you love or hate it until you put it on your skin. All of these as well change dramatically on the skin. You've got to wear them. Amouage are definitely there to be worn, and because they will change over the sort of the first 20-25 minutes that you're wearing them, and that brings out the real true beauty of these fragrances. So I mean, that's my top 4 from the house of Amouage. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment and subscribe below. I'd love to hear your top 4s. Let me know which ones you own and which ones you'd love to own, or which ones you're dying to check out. Don't forget to follow me as well on Instagram. You can find me at Luxury Fragrance Boss. That way you keep up to date with everything that I'm wearing, everything that I'm going to be reviewing whenever my videos go up. As well, talking about that, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you get to know every time I release a new video. I pretty much release videos every day, sometimes 2 times a day when it comes to the weekends. But other than that, I hope you all stay smelling fantastic. I've got loads of great stuff for you coming up in the coming months because I've got so many fragrances and top 5s and stuff like that to do. So definitely stay tuned. I'd love to hear from you, as I said, in the comments. Stay smelling fantastic. I'll see you very soon. Thank you very much for watching.